Radio 6 Music.
Yes, indeedy. Welcome to another Monday night broadcast from Media City Salford. It's Riley & Co. tonight with the emphasis on the Riley bit, tell you later. Where live in session we have the woolly mammoth man himself, William D. Drake, and here he is with Love in the Universe.
So much love here, so much love in the universe. There's enough to go round. There's enough to go round. So much love in the universe. Oh, so much love here, so much love in the universe. There's enough to go round. There's enough to go round. So let it in, let it out, let it be for you and me, love. So let it in, let it out, let it be for one and all, love. So much love in the universe, 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 so much love in the universe. Let it in, let it out, let it be for you and me, love. So let it in, let it out, let it be for one and all, love. When you wend your way along the cliffs of rocky ruin, in your bawling, please don't be falling off. In an infinite universe, nothing is to fear. In an infinite universe, everything has its place. Just like the human race. So, let it in, let it out, let it be for you and me, love. So let it in, let it out, let it be for one and all, love. If you're feeling lonely, share your loneliness.
Just irresistible, William D. Drake live in session with Love in the Universe, with more to follow. Hell yeah. Mark Riley till 11, once again in the company of William D. Drake and his two talented mates, and here they are live in session with Dog Eat Spine.
And not to the block. Makes speaking all easy. It takes my lot. Picks the bones and talks like a book with no leaves in his spine. In his spine. Take the fire poker out of your spine and the lazy tongues out of your fish hooks. Take the marbles all out of your mouth. Talk at me with this, me with this. It's my parts. Where's my spine? Good dog eats spine. Good patient, be played in kind. And because it's late, delay is on my mind. Unless it comes along. On my mind, unless it comes along.
Thought that decay was going to go on forever. William, don't turn round just yet, if you don't mind. I did mention before calling you the woolly mammoth man. I hope you don't mind. Can you remember the jingle on the piano now, if I was to ask you?
Have a go.
Have a go, please do.
Can you help me sing it, James? Oh. Mark Riley. Should be Riley and Co. then, shouldn't it?
It doesn't matter.
Riley and Co. It is so fine, like a pine wine. They are winery like a woolly mammoth. BBC 6. BBC 6.
Close enough for rock and roll. So, William D. Drake live in session. And William, would you mind spinning round now and introducing your bandmates, please?
So on my far right is Mr. James Larkham.
Of course.
Hello.
And
Hello.
on my closer left, more on the left, is John Bastable.
Absolutely. So, John, this has been a long time coming for you personally, hasn't it, this session?
Yes, yeah, 12,
Explain
12
why.
years. Last time I broke my leg. I couldn't make it, 2015. So I listened at home while somebody else did it for me.
And you had tears.
Yeah. Oh, tears in my eyes.
Well, you know, they do say patience is a virtue, and you got here eventually, and thanks very much to all three of you for coming in.
We've actually played, John and I have been playing for 40 years together.
40?
Yeah, and the very first Cardiac's rehearsal I went to, John was depping because Jim was on holiday or not well or
holiday,
something.
yeah.
So
Wow.
John played the bass. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
All those
and
years ago.
Do you know when you say that you've been playing together for 40 years, I'm supposed to say immediately, but you don't look old enough.
Well, that was the whole point of me saying it, really.
Drop the ball immediately, as is always the case with me, actually. So we'll move on to this particular outfit in a short while, but there's a couple of other things to get to.
Yeah.
So, Lake of Puppies.
Yes.
If you could explain what's been going on there, because we've kind of
Okay.
cross-pollinated
Yes.
with that.
Well, Lake of Puppies was my first songwriting vehicle for my songwriting after I left Cardiacs. I mean, I was still doing the Sea Nymphs with Tim and Sarah from Cardiacs, but Lake of Puppies with Sharon Saddington, she was known as then, and she'd come down from Withensea to live in London, and her and I started writing songs together. And she's got an amazing voice, and our voices just seemed to work really well together. And then we got Craig Fortnum to play guitar, and they fell in love. Sharon and Craig fell in love, and then they blossomed and flourished and turned into North Sea Radio Orchestra via a great album by a band called The Shrubbies. I don't know whether you've heard that. It's a really great album.
I can't say I have.
We'll get a copy of that to you, because it's really great. And then the North Sea Radio Orchestra has thrived, and
Of course it has,
Yes.
yeah. And also, and we need to just mention the Cardiacs. So we had Cardiacs
Yes.
and Spratley's live in session,
Yes.
both on the same night. Just
Yeah.
magical stuff. And they did
Fantastic.
some gigs.
Yes.
And I had every hope and intention of going to the Band on the Wall, but things got in the way. And
Yes.
you performed
We did.
before Cardiacs and Spratley's, didn't you?
Yes, we did. We performed in Manchester. It was amazing atmosphere. 700 people. And everyone was singing. Everyone was charged. Everyone was electrified. It was extraordinary feeling, wasn't it?
It's brilliant. Yeah.
It was just absolutely amazing.
Cardiacs are one of those bands, aren't they, whereby the people who are in the Cardiacs army, they do look elsewhere to the left and right a little bit, but they are very, very focused on Cardiacs, and you
Yes.
mentioned bands like Sea Nymphs, etc.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful stuff. Was it weird for you kind of being sat not within the band and watching them?
No, because I had quite a lot of that after I left, because I left the band in 91, I think it was. So I was able to see the band. Tim Smith used to say, "Oh, you're so lucky, you can see what the band's really like from the
Right.
outside," and it was absolutely incredible, And so no, it wasn't. It was just extraordinarily beautiful, because it was for Tim. It was called Sing to Tim, so
Yeah.
especially for him, and just to sing our hearts out for his music, and I mean the diversity of his music as well. They chose a really good set as well, a real mixture of early songs and later songs and medium sort of songs.
Well, I mean, Tim, genius, as we
Yeah,
know, no
God,
doubt about
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so getting back to your band, your current band now then,
Yes.
of course, and you say current, going back
Yes.
40 years indeed. So what's the story now? Where are you up to with this lineup? Have you got some recordings ready to
Yes,
go?
I have. We've got 2 albums on the go. One is very, very nearly finished. It's been mixed by the incredible man who is Ott, and he's been mixing the songs, and he's given them, like we were saying earlier on, a really huge extra life to them. He's brought them out, and he polishes every single note. He takes care over every snare. He'll take
Right.
ages, and he'll get a lovely crunchy valve through a valve amp or something, and everything he does is just beautiful. As his solo work is as well.
Right,
And
okay.
He's got an album out at the moment, actually, which came out a few months, called Hirathan, which I think a lot of people who like my music would very possibly like it.
Okay, mate, great. Well, that's a recommendation. And I believe you've got 90 songs ready to go. Now, if kind of doing a calculation, I think that's probably 6 double albums. So what
Yes.
can we expect
Well,
exactly that?
Not
Well,
quite.
it'll take a while, because James Larkham has been coming over, and I've really, because I like to set poems.
Yeah.
I tend to do that more than write. I've always tried and write lyrics, and then I think, oh God, I give up. And then I found this poet called John Clare, who was around in the sort of 1800s, and I find his poets just really, they just seem to speak to me, and I just seem to be able to set them.
Right.
it's very effortless and really enjoyable to do. And while I'm doing it, I appreciate the poetry itself. I get more and more from it while I'm setting it. And James comes over every few weeks and says, "You got any more songs?" And it's like, "I've got 8 more."
Yeah,
and he comes over and then we record demos. And James has become my anthologer, I think.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, well, that's it. We've picked sort of the ones we think will work well together.
So we're doing an album. We're working on an album for that. And we recorded the violinist and viola player and the cellist from North Sea Radio Orchestra, in fact. Brian Wright and Harry Escott. And it's going to sound amazing. So we've got 2 albums parallel, but the first one with Ott, it's sort of nicknamed Rabbity Burrows at the moment.
Right.
I think.
Okay, wonderful stuff. And so, and I also believe you've moved into a new house quite recently.
Yes, about 3 years ago.
And it's got a musical history within it.
It has. I was just putting the Mellotron into. I've got not a big Mellotron, but it's a digital one.
Yeah.
But I was putting it into the boot of the car, and my neighbour said, she gave me a funny look, and she said, "Are you a musician?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Your house was known as the House of Music for many years, and it's a family called the Canna Masons, who they're all there are 5 children. They're all classical players. They all went to the Royal Academy of Music, and so a lot of music has been made in that house, and it's extraordinary because we've been making tons as well, haven't we? And we rehearse in my house, and it just seems to have of all the houses anywhere, it's like, wow, what a thrill!
It's steeped in music, and you're continuing it.
Yeah, and in fact, their aunt was the person who sold the house to me, and she used to teach them the piano, and her piano is exactly the same place that mine is. And it's all like, oh,
you might find yourself getting taken over by a spirit at some point.
But you never know.
You never know.
Yes.
Okay then, so wonderful stuff. You've already done Dog Eat Spine for us. You've got 2 more tunes to do for us now, in effect.
Yes.
So what are you going to do for us then?
We're going to do a very short song called Lad, which was a Sea Nymph song, which we did for the John Peel session, in fact, with Sea Nymphs. And then we go into a song called Melancholy World, and then we're going to do my own version of the Teddy Bear's Picnic.
Fabulous. Yeah. Okay. William D. Drake live in session. Thank you.
Oops. Right. And all the trees are green, and every goose a swan, lad, and every lass a queen. Then hay for boot and horse, lad, and round the world away. Young blood must have its course, lad, and every dog is day. When all the world is old, lad, and all the trees are brown, and all the sport is stale, lad, and all the wheels run down. Creep home and take your place, there was spent and maimed among. God grant you find one face there you loved when all was young. All that you see is everything that is a mirror of your soul. What better way is there to go? What better way to see the darkness through a momentary lens? What better way is there to go?
Such a melancholy world. Such a melancholy world. It's all within that is without, that makes me shout whilst whispering. Why? All that you know is how you feel, and what you feel is how you know the better way, the way to grow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Such a melancholy world. Such a melancholy world. Such a melancholy world. Such a melancholy world. She scraped me with hyphens and tattered my colon. So long, so long, thus far. Run-tar-its stick upon the taste of my entrails from the poles of a lost and stinking heart. Such a melancholy world. Such a melancholy world. If you go down to the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you'd better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Every teddy bear who's been good is sure of a treat today. There's lots of marvelous things to eat and wonderful games to play. Beneath the trees where nobody sees, they'll hide and seek as long as they please, 'cause that's the way the teddy bears have their picnic. Picnic time for teddy bears. The little teddy bears are having a lovely time. Watch them catch them unawares and see them picnic on their holiday. See them gaily gad about. They love to play. They never have any cares. At 6 o'clock their mummies and daddies will take them home to bed, 'cause they're tired little teddy bears. Tired little teddy bears.
tired little teddy bears. If you go down to the woods today, you'd better not go alone. It's lovely down in the woods today, but safer to stay at home. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.
Just wonderful, magical stuff, William D. Drake, live in session. We had Lad and Melancholy World and also Teddy Bear's Picnic, recognisably. Some dates then, the 13th of December, Brighton Rose Hill Tavern. The 7th will be London Daylight Music, Union Chapel. The 8th of May next year, Canterbury. The 27th of July, mentioned earlier, Epifest at Smoky Joe's in Cheltenham. So, yeah, Bill, James and John, just brilliant from start to finish. Thank you so much
for having us.
Thank you very much for having us.
An absolute
lovely.
pleasure.
Been
Okay.
Great fun.
It was. Okay, 10cc.